Welcome back to another episode of Wake Up and Live with Bob. Um, Jamaica has been deemed the country with the most churches per square mile by the Guinness Book of Record for ages. And because of the diversity of countries from where Jamaica's population emerge or comes from, we are deemed also with a lot of different cult groups that most Jamaicans don't even recognize that exist. For example, DeLawrence, we have Gumaraji, um, we have Obeah, we have Voodoo, we have just small little cults that we don't think of as being cults in everyday life. Um, but a cult actually is referred to, or defined as rather, a small group of people with strange or unusual types of beliefs which that they practice. All right, so many major religions like Christianity at one point started out as a cult until Pope Constantine of Rome actually introduced Christianity to Europe, and at that time it became more than just a small group of people believing in Christ's belief. Um, but the the idea of cult rituals have always run parallel to Christian beliefs in Jamaica, believe it or not. Um, some of these nefarious practices are very common, such as we'll see in instances where people use DeLawrence a lot for prosperity, where people walk around with things in their wallets that were given from DeLawrence or from Obeah to draw money into their pockets and create prosperity for them. We see where people are um, always doing things to guard their lives, so to speak. And they wear guard rings, big guard rings on their fingers to protect them from whatever they're protecting them, seeking protection from. We see cult used in the cases of revenge. Someone thinks that someone set Obeah on them, and they used Obeah to try to kill someone. Also, we see where people have used cults, Obeah type things to control partners, what they call tying their partners, so their partner will never leave them, or even tying themselves to jobs um, that so they never get fired, or things of that sort. We see where people envy others and they try to use their cult beliefs and Obeah man this or Obeah man that or DeLawrence to try to bring harm to people out of envy. We see people use these things for killing, killing others also. But as I said, the cult rituals have been among us for a long period of time. It's been a favorite tool of criminals. Criminals like throughout the years we hear of criminals like Dawkins, the notorious Dawkins, who was supposed to have had a guard ring that makes him disappear when police comes after him, and all of those stuff. All right. It's a favorite of rich people. Rich people doing things in cults to actually preserve or create more money. We see poor people who try to use their state of poverty as as an excuse for using cult to try to get rich rather than actually working. We see people who have been afflicted with different things, and they in their mind it would be better if they actually try some cult you know business, generally Obeah, Voodoo, and and DeLawrence. Those are the common ones we know people use. We see people, even when they think prayers have failed, have actually turned to Obeah. Um, you know, so the idea here is that we should never be surprised when we see incident like the recent episode of the cultist incident in Jamaica that actually led to the lives that the to the so many lives, um, unknown lives, maybe ones we don't even know about. But yes, cult has been among us. It is so ingrained in us. Um, a lot of people don't refer to Obeah and Voodoo and DeLawrence and as such as cults. But yes, that's what a cult is. A small group of people who have a belief in a certain way of life and practice it. Obeah and Voodoo came to us as religions, but because this is a small circle of people that actually practices, even though a lot of people have their beliefs and very ingrained in it, um, it is still cults. And we should never be surprised when we see the unfortunate episode like what happened recently in Jamaica. All right. I want to thank you again for watching Wake Up and Live with Bob. And if you haven't yet done so, please like, share, subscribe, and tell someone about my videos. Thanks again for watching.